Next on the agenda is review and consider amendment to Chapter 27 of the Warrington Township Code of Ordinances concerning building height. I guess there was a recommendation. Do we have anything additional from the planning commission on this?
I think at the time we advertised that we hadn't quite had the opinion rendered from the planning commission. But we were, I think there were, if you recall, there was a deliberation among the board members that 65 feet they thought was too high. I think they directed, the solicitor was directed to revise the ordinance to 55, and it's been advertised as such. Since then, we have received the December 1st memo from the Bucks County Planning Commission. It's been properly advertised.
Yes, it's also been amended to include some of the recommendations of the Bucks County Planning Commission, particularly the definition of building setback.
Okay, with that, does anybody have any questions? Well, I'll start with you.
No, I see that the main change is the setback is not just for this one side, it's all around the whole peripheral side, which is, could be pretty, on a large site with a lot of big lines, especially in and out lines, it's a lot of area taken up in their site. If they go up 20 feet to the 55 maximum, they have to put 60 feet all the way around. That's pretty big. It's a pretty big area if you have 5,000, or 1,000 feet even of linear plot line around it. So I think that's good, and I think it makes sense.
Okay.
I've gotten a lot of comments in the email. A lot of people are suggesting that we made our limit 55 feet. Right? Is it 55?
Yeah.
I guess it's the same people would say. Okay.
Do you have anything further, Paul?
No.
Mr. Hahn?
I still would like to see it 50 feet and not at 55. 55 is too much. Even Bucks County Planning Commission said that nobody has it that high. 50 feet has been the standard, and I think we should stick with what the standard is, personally.
Okay. Do you have anything additional? Ms. Songbird?
Yeah, I would like to ask Mike, when you presented here for the last meeting, we had asked you the rationale, and I think Mike, to correct you, the Bucks County Planning Commission said 65 feet is too high, not 55. But Mike, we had asked you specifically the rationale for why 65 feet was chosen, and you had said that you typically go out and look around the surrounding areas. Well, this would dispute that if clearly 65 is above that, and Doylestown being the only one because Doylestown Mount Hospital. So I think I was just trying to understand the rationale again for 65. Even though I know we've disagreed with 65 and going to 55, I agree with Mike. That area out there, maybe a lower height might be more beneficial, given that it's more residential, and the quarry being the only, major industrial facility out there that we could go lower. But I just wanted to get some further clarification on the decision from the planning commission.
Would you like me to comment on that? Okay. Perhaps I was not clear at the previous meeting, but it was considered on two bases. There are some municipalities that do have this standard, primarily Upper Gwinnett, where this proportional setback idea was taken from the 35 and then going up to either 55 or 65, again, depending on which version we're looking at. I believe they go to 65, if I'm not mistaken. And one reason why that one was given a special treatment is because they actually had a tall building in a area that you can actually look at and see how it fits into a dense area. Secondarily, the other reasoning that was my recollection from the deliberations at the Planning Commission, the Township Planning Commission, had to do with what we have in other districts in the township already, such as the CBD, where we do have some 55-foot heights hotel at Stone Manor, and, which is 55, and the, I believe it's the Park at Westminster, which is 6 stories, and I believe that's 60 or 65 off the top of my head.
What's, the height of the Palace building supposed to be?
I believe that's only, 2 stories, yeah, I don't believe it's higher than that.
Okay, like, Mr. Anderson.
Like, I understand the rationale for 55 feet based on the fact that one of these hotels is 55 feet. I had left the board and I wasn't real happy when I saw the zoning was changed out there to a substantial amount of PI1, PI2 from what it was prior to that. I don't like the idea that this area was rezoned that way in the first place. It's there now, and nothing I can do about that unless you go back and do a zoning change. I think that, how high is the office building being built out there now?
I'm just asking.
I'm sorry,
I believe it is 2 stories.
Yeah, so it's not. All right, I think, and I did talk about 55 feet, and I will say that, but in looking at this and reviewing it again, I think a lower number would probably be more beneficial to us. With a conditional use, somebody would come in, make a presentation for a higher, for maybe 55 foot, but only as a conditional use.
So if I'm understanding correctly, then we would set the barrier at, the base barrier, and again, I'm doing this on the fly here, at 35 feet, which is the base right now. And
Correct.
then to have that go up to the 55, again, I'm doing this on the fly, make that a conditional use process. So not only do you have the reduced setback, but you also come before this.
Yeah, that gives us control of, you know, if a hotel comes out there, for instance, and we decide that's something you like to have, and then you can go to your conditional use. And again, in your conditional use, we'll have to put in what the uses are going to be and so forth, like we normally do. And I would ask you to go back and do that and make a recommendation to the board. But it would limit us to what industry might be able to go in there. I mean, I wouldn't want to see, you know, a 55-foot warehouse out there. We just went through something, an 85-foot warehouse. So if it's an attractive hotel, I might be interested in that, if I have the ability to look at that. And I believe conditional use gives the board the ability to do that.
Okay, understood. And while we're on the issue, do you have other conditions? Because in order to write a appropriate conditional use, we would need criteria.
Absolutely.
So, do you have any other criteria other than the type of use that we should come back in a redraft of?
Well, if the other members are in agreement, I would send it back to the planning commission with our thoughts,
Well,
saying
first of
that
all,
very thing.
Is a
to use-
hotel a conditional use in an industrial area, industrial zone area? I don't think so.
No, I don't believe it would be,
I'm just using that as an example, Paul, we would pick what those uses would be.
But I'm saying, we're gonna, now, is this height registration, we're talking tonight about the industrial PI1 and PI2.
That's correct.
Is this, did this uniformly apply across all the other districts in the township, all the different types of zoning districts? Or
I'm
is
not
it all-
sure.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be compliant to the ones like on Easton Road, we call Town Center.
That's correct, yes.
It's
This is
not gonna
only
apply.
impacting the,
Only areas around residential areas, right? Not county.
no, it's all the PI1, PI2, which is basically 3 sections of the township. The Valley Road area, what used to be called the Titus Industrial Park, and then out in western Warrington, and basically the Eureka tract.
Okay. So that,